In the headlines, Prime Minister Skerrit announces plans for a new government headquarters while the Public Service Union holds a protest rally. A development plan for St. Joseph as 28 families prepare to own homes in Hillsborough Gardens by June. And government looking to modern banana unit to bring greater efficiency to operations in the banana industry. I am Andrea Louis with the Channel 5 News, back with the details after this.
Imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evil.
Ripped cheese, gold rings, all black, everything creeping through the night.
Anywhere you are.
Big girls don't scream hard like Halloween, make me feel alive.
There's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evil.
Here are some tips to reduce mosquito presence in and around your home. Keep water storage containers properly covered. Remove containers that can collect water from your surroundings. Keep garbage bins tightly covered. Pick up your litter and remove all tires from your yard. Keep gutters free of leaves and twigs to prevent stagnant water. Prevent Zika, dengue, and chikungunya. Fight the bite. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
This message is supported by Flow.
Thank you for staying with us. First up, a redevelopment plan is on the cards for the community of St. Joseph as a housing development unit in that constituency is progressing smoothly. Julian Morris has that story.
During Cabinet site visit to Hillsborough Gardens on Wednesday, Prime Minister Skerrit said 28 housing units will be completed by the end of June. The 28 houses are the first phase of the 100-unit housing development for residents of Layu and St. Joseph. Mr. Skerrit says apartment-type buildings will also be constructed to make best use of the available land.
Currently, we have some 28 homes under construction, and those homes will be completed, have been advised, by the end of June of this year. So you have 28 families from Layu and St. Joseph who will benefit from these homes. The plan here in Layu, in Hillsborough Gardens, is to build 100 homes in total for the residents of St. Joseph and Layu. And in the next couple of months, we will commence the construction of some 36 units, additional 36 units. But we'll be utilizing the quote-unquote apartment-type structures because we have an issue of land space. And as you recognize, the individual homes do occupy large pieces of land and so on. So we'll be having a mixture of the housing interventions there.
Letters of commitment for the first 28 families to take up residence in these new climate-resilient houses are to be issued next week. Prime Minister Skerrit says the Hillsborough Gardens housing development forms part of the wider plan to develop the St. Joseph community.
Part of the thinking of the government is those residents in Layu and those residents in St. Joseph, we will bring them up to Hillsborough Gardens. And the intention is to acquire a lot of the lands in St. Joseph from private citizens to redevelop St. Joseph. Because the challenge you have in St. Joseph is that there are many homes, but everybody has a small plot of land. And you have a challenge of sewage and building of the septic tanks to facilitate the disposal of the waste. So you were never able to do what you truly want to do in St. Joseph where housing is concerned. So the plan is to build 100 homes there, and as we relocate people from St. Joseph, redevelop St. Joseph to a more modern community.
Member of Parliament for St. Joseph, Kelvadaru, applauded the work of the government in making this housing development a reality and assured residents that improved housing has always been high on his list.
For me as a member of Parliament, it's always important when you are able to raise the standard of living of any one of your constituents. And one of the challenges that we've faced in this St. Joseph constituency is that of housing. And these 28 homes that we are currently constructing here will impact significantly on the livelihoods of the families who will benefit from these homes. Like the Prime Minister mentioned, that we intend to do 100 homes here. So let me just inform the residents of St. Joseph who have applied and are going through the process that if you do not appear in the first list of 28, rest assured that your name will come up in the additional homes that we have to construct here. Of course, after Hurricane Maria, we had some serious concerns that relates to housing in the constituency, and these homes will be providing shelter, hurricane shelters as well, for the residents. So they will not have to leave their homes to go to a shelter, but they will feel secure within their homes.
DLP candidate for St. Joseph constituency, Dr. Addis King, says the housing development is proof of government's concern for the people.
We're standing on the neighborhood of the ITSS, and that's my alma mater. And I went to school all my life there, both in primary and secondary. And we used to run around the bushes. That's what it was, actual bushes. And today, to see the standard of houses that can be built there, there is no doubt in my mind that my government is caring and they are able to do anything that they set their mind to. So I just want to take that time on behalf of the St. Joseph community and by extension the Lai community to thank the Prime Minister for thinking of us, especially after Hurricane Maria when a lot of my neighbors suffered. And now we can boast of resilient houses and a resilient hurricane shelter.
Construction of the Hillsborough Gardens housing development is being spearheaded by a Barbadian construction company with support from local contractors.
In other top stories, government is considering a proposal to construct a new government headquarters on High Street. We again join Julian Morris with more.
Prime Minister Skerrit made the announcement in a meeting with junior clerks in the public service on Thursday. He said preliminary designs will be presented to public officers. Designs include a gym and other facilities. Thursday's meeting was the first in a series with junior clerks. The Prime Minister told DBS Radio he intends on meeting 150 of these employees over the next few days. He added that part of the reason for meeting these employees is for consultation and dialogue ahead of the upcoming national budget. Meantime, following the Prime Minister's meeting, the Public Service Union held a rally to highlight concerns of public servants to include salaries. The Dominican Nurses Association recently met with the union to discuss some of their concerns, which led to several days of protest action by the DNA. Issues outlined in an open letter to the Minister for Health include salary upgrade, staff security concerns, and victimization of nurses. The nurses' concerns were expected to be brought up at Thursday's rally.
On to agricultural developments. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Agriculture, Reginald Austrie, says a modern banana unit is on the cards for the more efficient operation of the banana industry. Austrie made the remarks during the handing over of $76,000 worth of equipment to 5 banana and plantain growers groups earlier this week.
Firstly, we need to establish and develop a coordinating mechanism to facilitate collaboration between the banana unit and the project implementation unit of the Emergency Agricultural Livelihood and Climate Resilient Projects. This banana unit will work in close coordination with the Emergency Agricultural Livelihood Climate Resilient Project, the project implementation unit established within the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, which will be responsible for procurement and the fiduciary aspects of the project.
A technical advisory task force and the Banana Recovery Committee are also key to moving this unit forward.
2, they established and developed the Banana and Plantain Technical Advisory Task Force, herein referred to as the BTATF, which will consist of technical implementers such as the Bureau of Standards. The state will be involved with the technical officers, the Banana Coordination Unit, the Black Sigatoka Unit, the coordinator of the Plant Protection Unit and officers, agricultural specialists, and our technical agencies such as CADI and AICA. And thirdly, we have to establish and develop a Banana Recovery Committee to promote and support the subsector in planning, coordinating, implementing, monitoring, and evaluating the activities among the producers, the market, the state, Dexia, Hotel Association, and the exporters.
Austrie says a strong marketing mechanism is also needed for farmers to reap the full benefits in the banana and plantain subsector.
We need to establish a very robust production and marketing mechanisms And this is what has been lacking, a collaboration, a stronger collaboration between the producers and the sellers and the marketing arm for agricultural production. And this will have to be done in collaboration with the Ministry of Trade. We've been doing this, but we need to go deeper because we still continue to recognize some shortcomings in the existing strategy.
In other developments, news of the unfortunate death of a tourist in Dominica on Wednesday continued to make its way around the world on Thursday. DiverNet, which claims to be the biggest online resource for scuba divers, has reported on the incident. But it claims the 65-year-old Randolph O'Neill is a Canadian scuba diver. This, of course, contradicts what the local police has reported. The police says Randolph O'Neill was an American national who died from a diving accident at the Champagne Reef dive site in the Soufriere-Escaucet Marine Reserve. The online outlet says the cause of the 65-year-old man's death is unknown, though there has been speculation in local press that he ran out of air. The body was placed at the Lyndhurst funeral parlor. Any loss of life in Dominica's tourism business is cause for concern, but Dominica's situation is not unique. In February this year, a 25-year-old Canadian woman died while on holiday in the Dominican Republic after she reportedly fell from a hotel balcony. You're watching the Channel 5 News. Stay tuned for more after the break.
Imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evil.
Red cheese, gold rings, all black, everything creeping through the night.
Anywhere you are,
Big girls don't scream hard like Halloween, make me feel alive.
there's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evil.
When persons with TB sneeze or cough, healthy persons nearby breathe in the droplets and the bacteria can lodge in their lungs. People with weakened immune systems such as HIV/AIDS, alcohol and drug users, smokers, children, and the elderly are most susceptible. Persons with a cough should take precautions when in contact with persons in public places. Cover your mouth when sneezing and coughing. Visit your doctor or health center. You must complete your treatment. TB can be cured even with HIV. Be responsible. Help stop the spread of TB and HIV. Protect yourself and others.
Welcome back. Dominica Labour Party candidate for the St. Joseph constituency, Dr. Addis King, says the construction of the Layu Resource Center and emergency shelter will make the people of Layu feel safer in times of disaster. Dr. King was speaking to the media during a tour of the $2.4 million facility with Prime Minister Skerrit and cabinet members on Wednesday.
I must say it's a pleasure standing here with my Prime Minister and my parliamentary representative for the area. It gives me great pleasure to know that the people of Layu can now feel safe in the event of a disaster. And that just goes to prove that the Labour Party government always comes through with their promises. So I want to tell you today that we are very happy and we are continuing to work with the people of Layu.
Member of Parliament for the St. Joseph constituency, Kelva Daru, says government has delivered on yet another promise to the Layu people.
Of course, when the Dominican Labour Party makes a promise, it may take some time to keep our promise. And we're very happy that we have kept our promise to the residents of Layu. And this, in fact, is the first phase of this project where we will have this facility. And then the second part of the project will see what's being done in the roads in Layu Valley.
Shelter manager for the Layu area and the chairman of the Layu Improvement Committee says the people of Layu are looking forward to utilizing this building when complete.
Today, I must say I'm very much happy to see the level of progress we have made in this shelter. The people of Layu, we are very excited. Can't wait to utilize the building. We have already started putting plans together. And since this one is the first of its kind, you know, we really want to thank the government for giving us such a facility. And indeed, I must say on behalf of the people, we are very grateful to the government for this facility.
The Layu Resource Center and Emergency Shelter is expected to be completed by June this year. And Venezuela's permanent representative to the United Nations spoke to reporters on Thursday on the humanitarian situation in his country. His press conference was held against the background of a decision by President Maduro to allow the Red Cross access to provide much-needed relief to the people of Venezuela.
What happened yesterday is different than to what happened 2 weeks ago. You know why? It's confusing because there is something called the Federation of the Red Cross International, which is a private affair set up by private individuals. And there is the International Red Cross organization, which is a public or quasi-public organization, which is the one our president met yesterday. So there are two different sets of organizations. The one that spoke 2 weeks ago is different from the one we spoke yesterday. And the plans to work with the last one are already being planned right now, and I'm sure that they will be put in place. But the second one was a private initiative talking just for themselves, you see? It's different, a private initiative that important and well-recognized institution as the Red Cross International, which is based in Geneva in Switzerland.
He says Venezuela is working with other countries to take care of some of the needs of citizens.
If you read Venezuelan press, you will see that every week we have a massive program with China, a massive program with Russia, and there are tons and tons of products, of different kinds of products, health products, food, and even industrial spare parts arriving to Venezuela every single week. That's something that the rest of the world appears to be blind of. So the idea is we are working with Russia, we are working with Turkey, we are working with China, we are working with very many other countries, somehow on the basis of cooperation, sometimes on the basis of solidarity, sometimes on a pure commercial basis. But we are working. The strange idea that Venezuela is closed off to the rest of the world is ridiculous. See? We have a massive cooperation program with these important countries.
The ambassador explained that the current crisis in Venezuela is caused by the economic sanctions imposed by the U.S. and its allies.
We have money, we have financial resources, we have a state in place, we have all the machinery of the state. So what's the problem to provide our population with the basic stuff that they need for the living, for a good living? Well, the economic war that we are under. So let me tell you again. We are working with all relevant UN agencies in order to assist our population. But we are not asking for donations. We are not asking for professionals. We are asking for a neutral channel, a neutral vehicle that allow our money and our country to participate in the international markets and get the stuff that we need to live. The problem is that the war of attrition that the United States is waging against Venezuela right now is scaring away all relevant legal partners and nations. For example, India. India was selling oil refined products to Venezuela because we need them in order to increase our oil production. Well, the idea is that Mr. Bolton himself went to India and threatened the Indian companies that if they dare to deal with Venezuela, they will pay for it. My point is, right now they are threatening every single agency, bank, trade, even insurance company that dares to work either with Venezuela or with the UN agencies. Again, it's not a humanitarian case in the sense that we are unable to deal with our matters. It's a humanitarian case in the sense that they are blocking even, not just ourselves, but the UN agencies to address the people.
Imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evil.
Red cheese, gold rings, all black, everything creeping through the night.
Anywhere you are.
Big girls don't scream hard like Halloween, make me feel alive.
There's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evil.
Here are some tips to reduce mosquito presence in and around your home. Keep water storage containers properly covered. Remove containers that can collect water from your surroundings. Keep garbage bins tightly covered. Pick up your litter and remove all tires from your yard. Keep gutters free of leaves and twigs to prevent stagnant water. Prevent Zika, dengue, and chikungunya. Fight the bite. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
This message is supported by Flow.
To end the news, the headlines again. Prime Minister Skerrit announces plans for a new government headquarters while the Public Service Union holds protest rally. A development plan for St. Joseph as the 28 families prepare to own homes in Hillsborough Gardens. And government looking to a modern banana unit to bring more efficiency to operations in the banana industry. Feel free to contact us at news@marpin2k4.com. You can also access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Andrea Louis, and to all of our viewers around the world, thank you so much for watching. Join us next time.